May Allah bless you and grant us tawfiq to follow the Holy Quran in true sense. Ameen. Allah Salvatullah in Surah Al-Araf, verse number 180 says, the most beautiful names belong to Allah. So call on Him by them. But shun such men as use profanity in His names. For what they do, they will soon be requited. And to recite these beautiful names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I would like to invite our Salman Mehdi and Ghazi Raza from class 2C of Fatmiya Montessori system who have memorized all these names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please recite salawat to encourage them to come on stage. मिले ना तुमको कोई गम गमे हुसैन के बाद, ईद ज़हरा भी मनाओ गमे हुसैन के बाद। ले आए काट के मुख्तार सर लईनों के, है आज बे रुख पे तबस्सुम गमे हुसैन के बाद। I would like to invite Shiza Asghar Hussain Shahidi of class 2F for the recitation of Mankabat on this auspicious occasion of Eid Zahra. Dr. Maria Montessori says, and I quote, "The real preparation for education is the study of oneself. The training of the teacher is something far more than the learning of ideas. It includes the training of character. It is a preparation for the spirit." Keeping this importance of Montessori teachers training in mind, Fatimiyya Montessori system, with the cooperation of Fatimiyya Education Network, took the initiative of training individuals for the first time. And by the grace of Almighty Allah, received an outstanding response, which only proves that there is dire need of qualified teachers for the bright future of our children. I would now like to welcome the very first batch of 21 trainees who participated in Montessori Teachers Training Workshop of 105 hours from 31st October till 8th December 2016. So please welcome the trainees. Our last prophet, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, "The child is a master for 7 years, a slave for another 7 years, and a wazir for 7 years. So if he builds a good character within 21 years, well and good. Otherwise, leave him alone because you have discharged your responsibility before Allah." From the time a child is born in 7 years, we do treat him as a master, but in a very wrong way. We pamper the child, we give extra protection to the child, which damages child's growth, and instead of establishing correct habits in a child, we allow him to do as he pleases. In these years, a child is gifted by Allah with mental and physical capabilities which are beyond our imagination. And all we need to do is provide him an ideal environment which allows a child to utilize his capabilities the best possible manner. And a teacher is a very important part of this ideal environment. In today's world, the Montessori system of education is considered most effective for the ideal development of children. But unfortunately, not many people are aware about how Montessori system works. I would like to talk a little bit about the philosophy and the importance of Montessori system of education. Dr. Maria Montessori was the only child of an Italian official who ended up becoming the first woman ever to attain the medical degree in the whole of Italy. She started her career by working with children who were mentally challenged and achieved good results. She later implemented the same methods on the children who were mentally normal and established the first ever Montessori environment. For better understanding of the Montessori method, we must know about some very, very important principles that were presented by Dr. Maria. She talks about absorbent mind of the child, which starts working at the time of the birth of the child until the age of 6, absorbing each and every impression from the environment like a camera captures a scene. Maria Montessori believes that children passes through phases in which at certain stages throughout their development, they have a sensitivity to learning a specific skill. These stages are called sensitive periods. She further explains human tendencies, which are the inner directives of the child, and they last for a lifetime and are universally present in all the human beings. Lastly, she highlights the 4 planes of development that every human being goes through in his life. A Montessori directress or teacher, while dealing with children, needs to keep in her mind that every child has to reach full potential in all areas of life. Focusing on all these factors and principles of Dr. Maria Montessori's philosophy, Fatimiyya Montessori system felt the need to train people about these principles and the natural development that is going on in a child's life. Thus, the very first Montessori teachers training workshop was conducted by Fatimiyya Montessori system. During the Montessori teachers training workshop, the trainers at Fatimiyya Montessori system did their best to train these trainees gain knowledge about the Montessori system. But now it's time to know about the things our trainees experience during this workshop. For that, I will now invite Ms. Sabah Zahra Khanji to please come up on stage and share her experience with us.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। शुरू करती हूँ अल्लाह के नाम से जो रहमान और रहीम है। मेरे मोहतरम मेहमानान गिरामी, मोहतरम असातिज़ा और मेरे अज़ीज़ साथियों, अस्सलामु अलैकुम। आज के दिन की मुनासिबत से मैं तमाम हाज़रीन को ईद ज़हरा और ताजपोशी इमाम ज़माना अलैहिस्सलाम की मुबारकबाद पेश करना चाहती हूँ। अब मैं अपनी तकरीर का बाकायदा आगाज़ इमाम हसन अलैहिस्सलाम के खूबसूरत कौल से करना चाहूँगी। आप अलैहिस्सलाम फरमाते हैं, अपना इल्म दूसरों को सिखाओ और दूसरों का इल्म ख़ुद सीखो। इस तरह तुम अपना इल्म मज़बूत कर लोगे और जो नहीं जानते हो इसका इल्म हासिल कर लोगे। आज मेरा यहाँ हाज़िर होने का मकसद आप लोगों को इस वर्कशॉप के तजुर्बे से आगाह करना है। ये वर्कशॉप 30 दिनों पर मुश्तमिल था। इन 30 दिनों में हमने जो कुछ सीखा उसे फ़कत चंद जुमले में बयान करना नाकाफ़ी है। जब हम इस वर्कशॉप का हिस्सा बने तब हमें इसकी अहमियत का अंदाज़ा नहीं था, लेकिन वक्त गुज़रने के साथ साथ हमें अंदाज़ा हुआ कि इस वर्कशॉप में शामिल होना किस कदर ज़रूरी था, क्योंकि इस वर्कशॉप में हर वो खूबियाँ जो एक उस्ताद में होनी चाहिए हमें सिखाई गईं। क्योंकि बच्चा ना सिर्फ उस्ताद की बताई हुई बातों बल्कि इनके तौर तरीक़ों को भी अपनाता है। इस वर्कशॉप में हमें बच्चों की ज़हनी सलाहियतों और रुझानात के बारे में भी बताया गया, क्योंकि हर बच्चा अलग अलग और मुनफरिद सलाहियतों का हामिल होता है। इस वर्कशॉप में हमें मुख्तलिफ़ सरगर्मियों की मशक़ें भी करवाई गईं, जिनका ताल्लुक़ हमारी रोज़मर्रा ज़िंदगी, मज़हब, तहज़ीब, ज़बान, इल्म रियाज़ी और हिस्स से था। इन सरगर्मियों में एक सरगर्मी कुर्सी को किस तरह उठाना और एक जगह से दूसरी जगह रखना भी सिखाया गया। यूँ तो इस मशक़ का नाम सुनते ही ऐसा मालूम होता है कि जैसे ये कोई आम सा फ़ेल हो, लेकिन जब हमें ये मशक़ करवाई गई तब जाके मालूम हुआ कि इस छोटी सी मशक़ में भी महारत का होना किस कदर ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि इस मशक़ में हर कदम वाज़े और आहिस्तगी से उठाना ज़रूरी है ताकि बच्चे इस मशक़ को देख कर सीख सकें। इस वर्कशॉप में हमें ये भी मौका मिला कि हम क्लास में जाकर बच्चों का मुशाहिदा करें। मुशाहिदे के दौरान हमने देखा कि बच्चे मुख्तलिफ़ मशक़ें कर रहे हैं और वो भी बहुत महारत से। इन मशक़ों में एक मशक़ मेज़ साफ़ करना भी शामिल थी, जो बच्चे बड़ी महारत के साथ एक के बाद एक अंजाम दे रहे थे। इन मशक़ों को बच्चों को सिखाने का मकसद ये था कि इनके अंदर ख़ुद काम करने का जज्बा और एहसास ज़िम्मेदारी पैदा हो। इसके अलावा इस वर्कशॉप से जो कुछ हमने सीखा वो हमने क्लास में जाकर बच्चों को सिखाया। इन मशक़ों को बच्चों को सिखाने का मकसद ये था कि इनके अंदर मुख्तलिफ़ सलाहियतें पैदा हों, जैसे बोलने, पढ़ने और लिखने की सलाहियत, इर्द गिर्द के माहौल की सफाई। इसके अलावा बच्चों में ख़ुद मुख्तारी, सब्र, आज़ादी, मेहनत करने का जज्बा और एहसास ज़िम्मेदारी पैदा हो। इसके अलावा बच्चे इन मशक़ों के ज़रिए मजहबी रवादारी और तहज़ीब से भी रोशनास होते हैं। उस्ताद को चाहिए कि इन बच्चों को इन मशक़ों को दोहराती रहे जब तक बच्चा इसमें महारत ना हासिल कर ले, इसलिए उस्ताद को भी सब्र और इस्तिकामत से काम लेना चाहिए। इसके अलावा उस्ताद के फ़राइज़ में से एक फ़र्ज़ ये भी है कि बच्चे की उम्र और ख्वाहिश के मुताबिक इन्हें मशक़ करवाएँ, क्योंकि हर बच्चा अलग अलग सलाहियत का हामिल होता है। इस वर्कशॉप में हमें ये भी बताया गया कि बच्चों को मोंटेसरी का माहौल कैसा मुहैया करना चाहिए। जैसे बच्चों का क्लासरूम ऐसा होना चाहिए जिसमें बच्चों की उम्र के मुताबिक ताकचे बने हों, ताकि वो ख़ुद बाआसानी अपनी चीज़ों को जगह पर रख सकें और वक्त ज़रूरत वो ख़ुद बाआसानी चीज़ों को जगह से ले सकें। बच्चों का क्लासरूम साफ़ सुथरा, हवादार और रोशन होना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर हम बच्चों की क्लासरूम का माहौल अच्छा फराहम करेंगे तो उनकी ज़हनी नशोनुमा में भी अच्छा असर होगा। मोंटेसरी क्लासरूम में छोटे बड़े दोनों बच्चों का ग्रुप मौजूद होता है, जिससे छोटे बच्चे बड़े बच्चों से सीखते हैं और बड़े बच्चे छोटे बच्चों से तहम्मुल से पेश आते हैं। और मोंटेसरी का बुनियादी मकसद ही यही है कि बच्चों को वो तालीम मुहैया की जाए जिसके बलबूते पर वो आगे जाकर बाकायदा तालीम का आगाज़ करें। हमारे आइमा ने भी इल्म हासिल करने पर बहुत ज़ोर दिया है। इस हवाले से हमें इमाम ज़ैनुल आबिदीन अलैहिस्सलाम की एक हदीस मिलती है। आप अलैहिस्सलाम फरमाते हैं, तलब इल्म में जो फ़ायदे हैं, अगर लोग इन्हें जानते होते तो इल्म सीखते, ख्वाह इसके लिए इन्हें अपने कल्ब के खून के कतरे ही गिराना पड़ते और गहरे समंदर के नीचे ही जाना पड़ता। आखिर में मैं शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूँगी खोजा जमात का, जिन्होंने इस वर्कशॉप का इनेकाद किया और हमें मौका फ़राहम किया कि हम इस वर्कशॉप का हिस्सा बने। इसके बाद मैं शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूँगी अपनी तमाम असातिज़ा का, बिलखुसूस मिस अफशीन आगा, मिस नसीम फ़ातिमा, मिस महक ज़हरा, मिस अफशीन काज़मी और मिस फ़ातिमा जाफ़र का, जिन्होंने अपनी भरपूर मेहनत से इस वर्कशॉप को कामयाब बनाया। शुक्रिया।
Thank you, Ms. Sabah, for your really very kind words. Second to share her experience with us is Ms. Sadaf Fatma Hasnain, who gave her very best during the whole of training program. So I would request Ms. Sadaf Fatma Hasnain to come up on stage, please.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is indeed a very blessed day to acknowledge the unwavering support of our families who made our participation in this training possible. I am one of the 21 women who registered for the very first Montessori workshop at FMS. For each of us, this experience has been very unique. We have forged lasting friendships and wonderful memories on this journey. The whole team at FMS took charge of educating us in the ABCs of the Montessori system, led by the very able Miss Afsheen Agha, the very skilled Miss Naseem Fatima, the very gifted Miss Mehek, the ever soft-spoken Miss Afsheen Kazmi, and finally the very patient Miss Fatima Jafar, who fielded all our queries with grace and restraint. Our learning would have been incomplete without the guidance of the directresses of our assigned environments. They welcomed us into their classrooms and took great pride in their children's progress. I would like to thank all these amazing women who made our learning possible. I feel there is a need to give a special credit to the FMS team for their consistent commitment and dedication to the growth of our children. Perhaps some environments at FMS were more efficient than others. However, the future of this community school is very promising in the hands of visionaries like Ms. Afsheen Agha. These 30 days were very challenging as we set out to learn, observe, and then finally practice our new skills. We learned that the child is a keen observer. He acquires everything that he hears or sees. His experiences in the first 6 years of his life will determine what path he is likely to follow. Everything placed as an environment is there to stimulate his senses and to develop his intellect. He is impressionable, and therefore his directress must exercise courtesy, respect, and good manners at all times. Some aspects of the Montessori education which we observed were truly unique. For example, the child is king. He determines his own work, sets his own goals. He is motivated by a desire to accomplish these tasks for himself and not for any external reward or for the pleasure of his directress. Essentially, you're raising a child that is oblivious to the rat race that has engrossed the world at the moment. On the 10th of November, in our second week of observation, I saw a child who was only 4.4 years of age. She carefully selected a pink basket and a pink mat. She laid this down, then emptied her basket. The basket had a napkin, a soap dish, and a towel. She placed a bucket under the table and then fetched water in a mug. She then washed her hands thoroughly without spilling water or making a mess. She accomplished this systematically. And then once she was done, she discarded the water, dried everything, and put everything back into its place for her other classmates to use. I apologize for the detailed account, but after submitting so many write-ups of practical life exercises, it is hard to be very brief. It dawned on me that this child could have easily performed the wuzu. She would have done it beautifully, and she would have merited from its great spiritual benefits. Surely, as a community school, there has to be a will by the management to integrate our Islamic teachings into the Montessori system. The children should be able to relate their everyday experiences with the teachings of the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt. This is possible. I have seen 4-year-olds here practice cursive writing, spell 4-letter words, and work with numbers, and much, much more. Every child is born with great potential. It is up to the adults to provide this child the opportunities to realize this potential. It is said that what is learned in the early years is never forgotten. It is narrated by Imam Ali alayhi salam. The hearts of youngsters are like uncultivated ground. It accepts whatever is cast on it. It is also narrated by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Knowledge in childhood is like engraving on a stone. As a mother and a madrasa teacher, I found this workshop to be invaluable. Every mother should consider participating in workshops like these. She is the primary caregiver. If she is aware of these unique aspects of a child's development, she is sure to do a better job of raising the child. This workshop was a wonderful initiative on part of FMS for raising awareness about working with young children. I hope they continue to provide the women of our community with opportunities to learn and acquire new skills. I would like to conclude here with some beautiful words from our 4th Imam, Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam. In Risalat al-Huquq, Imam says, the right of your child is that you know that he has emerged from you in this world. His right and wrong are attributed to you. You are responsible for his fine teaching and training, guiding him to his Lord Almighty and assisting him to obey him. Therefore, be sure that if you do a favor to your child, you will obtain it. And if you act viciously against him, it will come back to you too. Jazakallah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Sadaf, for your kind words. They will definitely motivate us to do better in future, inshallah. So one of the very significant features of Montessori system is the scientifically prepared material provided to children in the Montessori environment. I would like to invite the principal of Fatmiya Montessori system, Ma'am Afshin Agha, to further enlighten you about the importance of Montessori material. So please welcome Ms. Afshin.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajjal farajhum. Respected guests, honorable governing body, members of Fatmiya Education Network and the first batch of our trainees, Assalamu alaikum. I'm honored to have been serving Fatmiya Montessori system for more than 2 years now. It hasn't always been smooth sailing, but with the cooperation of the staff members of Fatmiya Montessori system, Fatmiya Education Network, and efforts of KPSIAJ, we have come a long way. This 30 days Montessori Teachers Training Workshop aimed at training individuals so that they can serve community and contribute in the better upbringing of children of our society. Today I will give you some introduction of the Montessori material that we use in our classrooms. If you look at this picture is about the learning theories that are given by educational psychologists, scientists, and the philosophers. Many of you are aware of these names and the principles and the philosophies that they have given. So there's a lot that has been done in this field. So if we look at those which are very famous, there are behaviorists who believe that learning should be seen through behaviors. It means changing behaviors. You provide stimuli from the environment and the person learns. There are cognitivists who say that learning is a mental process. There is a change that takes place in mind by developing schema, and there are mental processes that are there working all the time in making the person learn. There are constructivists who say that you provide concrete experiences to people so that they learn. So environment is very important in building and constructing knowledge. There are a few who are connectionists who say that knowledge is constructed by making connections. Every person has some knowledge beforehand in mind. And when the person works, person makes connections, and then in the result of those connections, the learning takes place. So there are many, many more theories and principles which are there which are proven by the scientists and the psychologists. So these are a few names: Thorndike, Skinner, Watson, Pavlov, Kafka, Kohler, Wertheimer. They all were behaviorists: Kurt Lewin, Piaget, Vygotsky, Brunner. They were cognitivist and connectionist, and Gagne, Bandura, Kohlberg, Gardner, Bloom, and Montessori was one of them. So they all focused on providing theories and principles of learning. So how a person learns. So we have many principles of learning that tells us that how can a teacher perform well in the classroom. So knowledge cannot be transferred like pouring knowledge. It must be constructed by the person. Understanding must be conceptually based. A person must experience something to conceptualize the idea that has been presented. It's not rote learning. Learning must be problem-based. The child or the person must confront with a problem and think about the possible solutions to solve. Thinking must be of higher order. It should not be that just learn these names, provide information. It must be something of creativity, evaluating, judging, in which mental faculties are involved, in which the person has to think and come to a conclusion. Learning must be active. The child must not be seated passively. The child must be active. A person must be manipulating something in order to learn. There has to be collaborative work, that we say that peer work. We make groups in our classroom so that children talk with each other. They try to solve their problems. So in this way, learning is effective. Now, as a result of these principles, there are many strategies that have been developed and are used by our teachers in our classrooms at all levels. It's not only for Montessori, it's from Montessori till high school. So the strategies which involves trial and error, external stimuli are given, the child works with the objects, inquiry is there, questions are asked, and in answering those questions, they learn, they make connection, they construct. There are demonstrations in the classrooms, there are experiments, exploration. There are many, many strategies that have been developed as a result of those philosophies that are given by the scientist and the psychologist. But after having all these work by the scientists, we see that many teachers are not successful in delivering their lessons. They prepare their lessons very well, they keep their objectives in front of them, they prepare assessments, they prepare strategies, but still there is something which is missing, which should be there to make their lessons effective. So what is that missing link? Today we will discuss about that missing link of those theories and principles that are used by our teachers. So something is missing from our classrooms, which is making the teachers not being successful in their classrooms. So it is the availability of developmentally appropriate materials that aid in learning. Although, whatever the teacher plans, the teacher takes that material in the classroom. The teacher teaches by keeping the material in front of the child, but it is there for a day or two or a few weeks. So there is a need of some material that provide sensorial impressions, because we learn better when more senses are involved. They must be concrete. They must not be abstract ideas or representations, because it is a whole process of learning that takes place from concrete to abstract. A person has to feel the properties which are there in the concrete. I would say that ideas that has become in concrete way, and then after experiencing those concrete material, the person has to move on towards representational stage, which means pictures. Because now at that stage, a person can relate picture with that concrete. After working with those representations, now a stage comes where a person can just deal with words and ideas. Like whatever I am speaking at this moment, these are ideas. They are not in concrete form. These are abstractions in your mind. Since you know the language, you know the meanings of each and every word, you are able to understand these ideas. Those material must help in conceptualizing the idea. If I am teaching addition, subtraction, it should not be something that I just write the numbers and the child learns. No, that concept has to be developed through the proper process. Means concrete to abstract. This is a journey which should take place for making an idea abstract in anyone's mind. The material must be beautiful and attractive. For motivation, this is required. If something which is not attractive, I would not be able to learn, to get attracted towards that material. And it is good to have beautiful and attractive material in the environment. That material must allow opportunities of trial and error, which is also a learning theory given by Thorndike, that a person must do trials and errors to learn a new concept or to be able to master a learned concept. The material must be self-correcting. The teacher should not go to the child, oh, you have made a mistake. If a teacher says this, the learning stops because the child starts feeling, oh, I'm not able to do something. If I know that, oh, while making a puzzle, what do? If one piece doesn't fit, we try another one. So that's self-correcting. And the entire material that we should use in our classroom, it must be self-correcting. It must not be teacher-directed. And above all, the material must be scientifically prepared. It should not have any flaws. Otherwise, the learning will not be beneficial. So by keeping all these rules in mind and principles in mind, Dr. Maria Montessori has said, education is a natural process spontaneously carried out by the human individual and is acquired not by listening to words, but by experiences in the environment. She not only said these words, but she provided us a whole world of material, which I would say it's amazing. So I would like to give you some introduction of that Montessori material today that we use in our classroom and which is given by Maria Montessori. So that missing link is this prepared environment, which should be there in a place where we want people to learn. Since we are dealing with young children, my examples would be based on 2.5 to 6-year-olds. So if you look at this environment, do you see any board, marker, chalk, duster? Do you see? No. There might be one in the corner for individual work, but not for the teacher to teach anything. The material is there within child's reach. A method is shown to the child that how to work with that material, and the child is allowed to work with that material any time, for any duration of time. The child is not disturbed that, oh, you are working with this material for so many hours, just leave it. No, it's inner need of the child to work with the same material repeatedly, because repetition is very important for a child, especially because the child is passing through sensitive period, and we as adults, repetition is important for us too. Trial and error is important for us too. So for a child, it's an important need. It's the urge of the child. So those timetables are not allowed in a Montessori environment because we follow the child. The first set that we have in our environment, like Maria Montessori has given material of practical life, sensorial, language, maths, and cultural exercises, which are the extension of sensorial material. Now let me just discuss few things about practical life exercises. If you look at this girl, can you see a light in the eyes of this girl? The child is happy in the environment. The child is shown how to wash hands. So washing hands, keeping oneself clean is something that we value. Now, as Ms. Sadaf said, pink. You can see pink color in it. Everything is sorted. So that organization is there from the very beginning. The child is learning order, from where to take the material, how to place, how to sequence. And after finishing the work, the child has to keep the material back in the shelf the way the child found that material, so that when other child comes, the material is ready for the next one. So these practical life exercises are very important for developing concentration, the sense of satisfaction, sense of achievement, sense which says, I can do this. This self-concept is very important for a child. To be successful in life, not only in school. If a child thinks that, no, I cannot do, this is a very dangerous thing for a child. Or that fear with teacher or with studies, oh, if I'll hold this, it will fall. So this is a barrier in learning. So our children work in the Montessori environment independently for building their muscular movement and high coordination. They learn how to live in society, what are the manners, what are the principles of life. If you see, this child is doing sponging. There is a mat underneath. If something has spilled, the child has wiped. She is polishing a metal. Now we have metal objects at our places, in our homes. So we are making the child to be aware of how to take care of the environment, the things which are present in the environment. These are the basic exercises that we teach for teaching folding. So each and every small movement is taught. If you see the bottles that are there in the picture, we teach them how to open and close. She's polishing a table. Now in every picture you can see there's an apron here, taking care of clothes. You can see the sequence, a basket, mat, floor mat, plastic mat. So it's not only for girls, boys are also involved. So they also learn how to take care of the environment. So we keep a watering can in our classroom. Whenever the child wants to water the plants, the child can just pick up the watering can, go to the water source, get the water and water the plants. The child doesn't come to the teacher and doesn't take any permission. The child knows that this is my classroom. These things are there for me to use. I can just work with any material anytime. So there is no fear of being there in the environment or being there with any teacher in the classroom. You can see sweeping, rolling mats, polishing shoes. Let's move on to sensorial material. As the name shows, sensorial. Sensorial that develops senses. Material that is meant for developing and refining of senses. Senses are the keys to explore, to learn. We as humans, as adults, we also require our senses to learn. And for a child, the child is passing through sensitive period for refinement of senses. It is happening at a faster pace. The child is absorbing everything from the environment. So if you look at this classroom, this is our FMS 1 and FMS 2. This is a child of FMS 1. You can see muscular development. We do not fear that the child will drop. We show the child how to handle and leave it for the child to solve the problem in the classroom. So solving the problem is not something that has to be done on paper only. It is taught through concrete experiences in a prepared environment. Wherever you go in the world, you'll find the same kind of exercises in a Montessori classroom. Everywhere in the world, Montessori classes are the same. Now there is a rule of giving sensorial impression that it has to be given in isolation. One idea at a time. If we are teaching colors, the shapes must be same. If we are teaching shapes, all the colors must be same. If you look at the pink tower, which is on the right hand side, you can see the change is in 3 dimensions. Because 3-dimensional change is very clear. Now then we come to brown stairs, the discrimination of size is happening in 2 dimensions. Length is the same, breadth and height. And in red rods, if you see, everything is same, only length is changing. So we are moving from simple to complex, one concept at a time in isolation, so the child is able to grasp that concept completely and perfectly. So these are also our sensorial material. If you see the lower shelf, all these boxes are of constructive triangle boxes. There are triangles of different sizes, equilateral triangle, right angle triangle, isosceles, scalene, and there are many, many more involving angles and sides. This is our FMS 3 classroom where vocabulary is given. All the names of the shapes are given. The child works with these triangles, making and exploring making different shapes. If you look at the shapes, so if you take a square, you can divide a square into 2 triangles. So triangle is a unit. So that is why we call constructive triangles. By joining different type of triangles, you can make many triangles. You can see trial and error here. In this picture, you can see all the sensorial material in work in our classrooms, discrimination of colors. Now at this age, if there are any biological defects, they can be detected. Now the child is feeling, visual sense is there, tactile sense is also there. We have exercises for all senses. These are geometric solids, which we also call 3D figures. These are constructive triangles, by which a child can make any figure, most of the figures by joining these triangles. These are the Nobles cylinders. These are mainly for exploration. Okay, now if I ask you about what is the area of a four-sided figure, how do you find? Can anyone tell me the formula of it? How do we find the area of a four-sided figure? We multiply two sides, length and breadth. Yes. So I have a square that I have called, since it's a square, all the sides are same, so I have called A as one of the sides. So if I multiply these two A's, I will get A square. Do you all agree? I hope so. Okay, I have a rectangle. One side is A because that side is similar to the side of that square that we have named as A. And the longer side we have called B. Now let's explore square of a binomial. Bi means two. And nomial means it has got two variables. So area of this square is A square. Area of this square is B square because the sides are of length B. Now I want the square of this whole, A plus B whole square. So I will add this here, a rectangle. I will add this rectangle here. And I will get this. You must have seen this equation and a picture in most of the books of grade 7, 8, because after that we focus more on algebra. So algebra is for secondary, as we all know. Now, if you see this picture, can you relate that binomial square to this? We call this square of decanomial. Deca means 10. The child is working with 10 squares. So the entire picture looks like this. It might be difficult for you to understand if you are not a mathematical person, but I have tried my best to explain you. Now, if you look at these numbers, the colors are the same, the squares are the same. Can you see progression of numbers? Can you see tables? Skip counting, squares of numbers, multiplication tables. Now, if we move forward, we can join any two numbers and can make it as A plus B whole square. So the child is not working with abstract ideas, the child is working with concrete material. Maria Montessori has called this concrete abstraction, materialized abstraction. The abstractions which have come in material form. So when our students are in FMS 3, they have been introduced with this material. Now let's come to the cube. The way you focused on area means length into breadth, cube means length into breadth into height. There are no words actually in this video. This is a picture that we show in our classroom. This is how we teach our children in grade 8. Do we? Yes. Now let's come to representational stage. Now that equation has been solved here and explained. So there are 2 cubes. We need cube of this whole, 2 cubes. Now the dimensions are different here. Previously they were A and B, now the dimensions are different. The way it is covering that entire cube. Because the area was different. Previously the area was according to A, now the area is according to B. Now this equation, this cube is completed.
Always start
Now this
the red.
binomial cube is there in our environment.
Red will cover the red.
This is how our children work.
Will cover the red. Red.
In this way we provide concrete experience to our children that they will be doing in their middle
Black
school.
and black.
But there is a need that our teacher of middle school must know that the child has already worked with this concrete material and how to that concrete, that experience with the one that the teacher wants to teach. Now can you see number facts here? Making of tens. If a child learns number facts, the child can do any calculations very easily, whether it's addition or subtraction. 4 plus 5 is 9, and when you it is making combinations of 10 actually. So when you want to add a bigger number, it's better to add in tens. So this material shows, this is multiplication. If you look at this is the multiplication table of 3. Our students work with this material, with this box. These are the jewels of our Montessori classrooms. If you look here, this is our multiplication bead bar box. The child can work with any number, with any table, any time. Okay, I'll just quickly show the material that we use in our classrooms. We teach decimal group. This is a cube of 1000. It has actually got 1000 beads. It has actually got 100 beads. It's a square, it's a cube. You can see the dimensional difference. It's 2D, it's 3D. So everything in concrete, whether it's a square or a cube. So if you see this, that I have kept it here, these are the base of our skip counting. This is our bead cabinet through which we teach squares of a number, cube of a number, and they actually count each and every bead. This is a chain of 100. We also have a chain of 1000 in which a child counts each and every bead. This is our language. We give sounds through sound game. Then we connect that sound with the letter. Alongside, the child works with metal inset for the refinement of pencil grip. When the child learns the sound, the child can connect the sound and make words. We do not give them paper. We first give them plain board, then plain paper. Then we teach them advanced exercises of metal inset so that they learn how to write in 2 lines within the lines, 2-line board, 2-line paper. Then sorting of letters, that how to place the letters inside the 4 lines. What is the division that we say, root letter, grass letter, sky letters? Now the child writes on 4-line board. 4-line paper, we prepare 4-line papers, then we give them copy for writing. So it's a long journey of writing on a copy, which is there with the parent. Then they write 2-letter words, capital letters, 3-letter words, sentences, and then creative writing. In the same manner, Urdu is taught. Thank you.
Now, we will now commence with the certificate distribution ceremony, which our trainees are waiting very impatiently. So let's not let them wait anymore. So we'll start. So for that, I would like to invite Chairman Fatmiya Education Network, Hujjatul Islam wal Muslimin Maulana Asghar Hussain Shahidi Sahab, to please come up on stage and honor the first group of trainees with certificates. So first we have Ms. Mehreen Zahid Ali. Ms. Kubra Fatma Ghulam Abbas. Thank you, sir. Ms. Urusa Muhammad Javed. Ms. Sadaf Fatma Hasnain. Thank you so much, sir. So for the next group, I would like to invite Hujjatul Islam wal Muslimin, Sir Sheikh Shabir Hassan Sahab, Chairman Zahra Academy, and the member governing body of Fatmiya Education Network. Ms. Neha Fatma Nayani. Ms. Siddiqa Muhammad Raza. Ms. Sabeen Fatma Muhammad Fawad. Ms. Sayyeda Tamsil Fatma Rizvi. Thank you so much, sir. Jazakallah. Now, to honor the third group of trainees with certificates, I would like to invite Hujjatul Islam wal Muslimin Maulana Muhammad Raza Daudani, member governing body Fatmiya Education Network. Ms. Sabah Zehra Kanji. Ms. Lubna Fatma Hassan Abbas Raza. Ms. Samana Zaidi. Ms. Madiha Raza. Thank you so much, sir. Now to award the fourth group of trainees with certificates, I would like to invite Mr. Abul Hassan Gokul, Secretary, Fatmiya Education Network, on stage, please. Ms. Nida Adnan, Ms. Alvina Zahra Shahid Ali, Ms. Kanis Sakina Abid Hussain, Ms. Gohar Zahra Mustafa. Thank you so much, sir. Now to award the final group of trainees with certificates, I would like to call on stage Dr. Shahab Naqvi, who is an eminent scholar and an educationist, on stage, please. Ms. Naseem Zahra Ali Raza, Ms. Maryam Fatma Qasim Abbas, Ms. Faiza Fatma Hasnain Wali, Ms. Quratulain Fatma Tawqir Abbas. Thank you so much, sir. Well, getting these certificates from the members of Fatmiya Education Network governing body is definitely an honor for our trainees. Thank you all. I would now like to invite Chairman of Fatmiya Education Network, Hujjatul Islam wal Muslimin, Maulana Asghar Hussain Shahidi Sahab, to please come on stage and enlighten our hearts and minds with his knowledge-filled words.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. سب سے پہلے آج کے روز کی آپ سب کو مبارکباد. بالخصوص روز امامت امام زمانہ عجل اللہ تعالیٰ فرجہ شریف ہے. اور یہ ہمارے عصر کے امام جن کے ظہور کے لیے ہمیں راہوں کو ہموار کرنا ہے. اور سب سے پہلی چیز جو اس راہ کو ہموار کرنے میں سازگار ہے وہ انسان کا اپنا خود کا کردار ہے. قد افلح من زکاہا، کہ وہ انسان فلاح پائے گا، کامیاب ہو جائے گا کہ جو انسان اپنا تزکیہ نفس کرے گا. آج کا دن ایک عہد و پیمان کا دن ہے، تجدید عہد کا دن ہے کہ جس میں ہم ایک جانب تو کربلا والوں سے عہد و پیمان کرتے ہیں کہ ہم ان کی قربانیوں کو کبھی نہ بھلائیں گے اور ان کے غم کو صرف 2 مہینے 8 دن تک محدود نہ رکھیں گے، بلکہ کل یوم عاشورا و کل ارض کربلا، کہ ہر روز روز عاشورہ ہے اور ہر زمین زمین کربلا ہے. یعنی اس عزم حسینی کے ساتھ، اس جذبہ زینبی کے ساتھ ہمیں اپنی زندگیوں کو آگے لے کر چلنا ہے. ایک مشن، ایک کمٹمنٹ کے ساتھ آگے بڑھنا ہوگا. और ये वही कमिटमेंट है कि जो इंसान अगर उस पर पूरा उतर पाए तो ज़ुहूर इमाम का रास्ता भी हमवार हो जाएगा। आज जो पहली वर्कशॉप, जो 30 रोज़ा वर्कशॉप थी, डेफिनेटली it was a wonderful experience for all of you and for us as well. Child education is the basic of training and grooming a Muslim, a true Islamic and practicing human being. If you are unable to groom and train and educate properly our child in their early ages, then we cannot expect them to be a good human being when they become an adult. So it is truly very important, as been mentioned by some of the speakers, quoting the hadith from the Prophet and Amir al-Mu'mineen, that the basic is the childhood. Now, how to groom that child is very much important. That what methodology, what strategies we should adapt to train them, to groom them. It is a responsibility of their parent. It is responsibility of their teachers. It is the responsibility of their elders to guide them in a way that they become a true human being by acquiring spirituality, by acquiring the innovation method of cognitive thinking, and they may able to adjust themselves with the challenges which they are going to face in their life ahead. So this is the basic of these. There's a road ahead to go that we need to work on that together, and I hope that this badge and these ladies which participated, these girls who participated in our program, inshallah, would be beneficial for them individually, in their individual capacity, and also socially. They would be able to pass on their learnings and teachings what they had in this workshop. I hope that they do not stop over here. Rather, they try to acquire more knowledge and this childhood education by inculcating Islamic values. It's very much important. All those theories which was been just mentioned over here were being given by non-Muslims who do not have those in-depth values. Yes, there could be some human values in that, and that's why we have adopted those things. But we need to definitely inculcate all our teachings from basics, from our Montessori level to our university level. We need to inculcate and develop our education system based on the Islamic ideologies and philosophies. So I hope that these young ladies will carry on with their education and they would able to impart the knowledge to the educational sectors in this community. I hope so. And I pray for all the success for the candidates, and also I also like to praise those teachers who of course conducted this workshop, and I don't remember all the names, but of course the principal of Fatimiyya Montessori Education, Ms. Afshin Aga, and her team. I appreciate their efforts, and I hope that they would be able to continue further to impart this knowledge to our community. With the prayers for the reappearance of Imam Zamana Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Faraj al-Sharif, I give you all the success. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. This Montessori Teachers Training Workshop would not have been possible without the tireless efforts and cooperation of the President of KPSIAJ Jamaat, Mr. Mazhar Ali Jamani. So I humbly request Sir Mazhar to please come on stage and say a few words for us. Thank you.
औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। सबसे पहले तो आप सबको और सारी कौम को आज का दिन मुबारक हो। अल्लाह हमें ऐसे दिन और दिखाए। I have a very easy job over here today. I just have to go vote of thanks. The difficult part is that I hope I remember everybody. And if I've forgotten anybody, I apologize from the beginning. My thanks start with this, with the governing body of Fatimiyya Education Network. Their constant support, guidance has been helpful for us to be able to achieve this milestone. It was a very, very difficult and monumental task. ये हमारे सर के ऊपर हमने लिया है। अल्लाह के शुक्र है, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह इसमें हमें कामयाबी हुई। First batch of 21 students have passed out. I'm very happy for them, and inshallah I pray कि ये लोग और कौम की खिदमत करेंगे, अपने बच्चों की तरबियत करेंगे। ये वर्कशॉप जो है, थोड़ा सा मैं डाइवर्ट हो रहा हूँ वर्ड ऑफ थैंक्स से, ये सिर्फ टीचरों के लिए नहीं है। दिस इज़ फॉर एवरीबडी। हर माँ के लिए ये है, हर बहन के लिए ये है। अपने बच्चों की तरबियत और तालीम का सिस्टम ये है जो हम इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहे हैं। इंशाल्लाह ये हमारा वर्कशॉप इंशाल्लाह रेगुलर रहेगा, एंड वी विल कंटिन्यू टू डू इट। जीबी के मेंबर्स में सबका एक्सट्रीमली थैंकफुल हूँ कि वो कांस्टेंट सपोर्ट रहा, उनका गाइडेंस रही, और उनकी शिरकत यहाँ पर जो है शेख शबीर हसन मैसवी साहब, आगा दाऊदानी साहब, ये दो तो डायरेक्टली हमारे साथ इन्वॉल्व नहीं हैं, तो उनके बेहद शुक्रगुजार हूँ कि इन्होंने वक्त निकाल के डिस्पाइट वेरी हैवी कमिटमेंट्स यहाँ पर आके प्रोग्राम में हमसे शिरकत की। I will be failing at my duty if I do not thank the faculty of Fatimiyya Montessori system. They had a monumental task, like I said earlier. Alhamdulillah, they managed to do it well. They had to continue with the teaching of the school, at the same time take out time for the workshop. The actual people who were delivering all the lectures were actually the faculty members of Fatimiyya Montessori. मैं नीचे से शुरू करता हूँ। मिस महक, very grateful. Miss Naseem and Miss Afshin. इन लोगों ने बहुत वक्त दिया, बहुत टाइम दिया, टू द एक्सटेंट कि ये बैकड्रॉप भी जो है ना, ये भी फातिमा ने डिज़ाइन किया है. I must appreciate that we did a lot of effort to everything, every point. Thank you very much. शुक्रगुजार हूँ मैं हमारे विमेन काउंसलर्स का, जिन्होंने हमको सपोर्ट किया. शुक्रगुजार हूँ मैं डॉक्टर मासूमा का, फातिमा स्कूल ऑफ नर्सिंग की, जिनकी अटेंडेंस भी यहाँ पर रही और साथ साथ अपनी बच्चियों को, स्टूडेंट्स को भी ले आए ताकि दे कैन ऑल्सो हैव अ फर्स्ट हैंड एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ हाउ इट वर्क्स. वी आर थैंकफुल टू PCN ऑलवेज, ऑफ कोर्स एज यूजुअल, हमेशा हमें याद रखते हैं. उनका हमेशा हमारे पास आते हैं, हमारे प्रोग्राम्स कॉन्स्टेंटली एयर करते हैं ऑन PCN नेटवर्क और इंशाल्लाह ये भी कॉन्स्टेंटली एयर करते रहेंगे. फर्दर वर्कशॉप्स भी इंशाल्लाह होंगी. शफ़ी भाई बैठे हुए फॉर दी डूइंग दी साउंड सिस्टम, उनका थैंकफुल हूँ. हमारे सपोर्ट स्टाफ जो है उनका भी हम सब मिलके थैंक्स करते हैं. हत्ता कि इनके ऊपर जो एडिशनल रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी कॉन्स्टेंटली हम डालते रहते हैं विद प्रोग्राम्स हम जो मॉन्टेसरी में करते रहते हैं, तो उसके लिए भी ये लोग अपनी तरफ से बहुत मेहनत करते हैं और टाइम देते हैं. आवर इवेंट मैनेजमेंट presently being run by for the schools is Mrs. Sakina Dirani. Thankful to her also, and thankful to everybody who has managed to take out time to participate in these activities. Your presence over here has been a source of guidance, help and encouragement for us, and inshallah we will continue to do that in the future. May Allah be with you and may Allah be with all of us. Wallahu Sadaqallahu al-Azim. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That truly means a lot to us, and we hope you'll do much more than you expect from us. Right. With this, we come to the end of our program. On behalf of Fatimiyya Montessori system, I thank you all for joining us. Indeed, your presence in today's event was a source of encouragement, not only for the trainees, but also for the people who worked very hard for the success of this workshop. So now I request you all to please stand up for the recitation of Dua Salamti Imam Zamana Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Faraja. Jazakallah.